I've been driving Teslas for 3 years now, and the question I get asked more than anything else is whether I'm going to buy a Cybertruck. Here's the thing. I'm not buying one, and before you spend $80,000 or more on this truck, I want to walk you through exactly why that decision makes sense for me and help you figure out if it makes sense for you. Now, I'm not bringing this up to bash Tesla. I'm bringing it up because if you've been waiting for this truck since 2019, you need to understand that what's actually available is very different from what was promised. The early deliveries had issues too. There were reports of rust spots on the stainless steel, trim pieces coming loose, panel gaps, the usual early production problems. From what I'm seeing now in 2026, a lot of those issues have been worked out. Tesla's gotten better at building these things. Production has ramped up. You're not waiting 2 years on a list anymore. But you need to go into this with realistic expectations, not the hype from 7 years ago. So let's talk about who this truck is actually for. I see 3 types of buyers, and you need to figure out which one you are. First, you've got the Tesla enthusiast who already owns a Tesla, loves the ecosystem, wants the supercharger network. For this person, the Cybertruck makes sense. Second, you've got the traditional truck owner who's thinking about going electric. They use their truck for actual work, hauling materials, towing trailers. For this person, I'm going to be honest, the Cybertruck might not be the right first electric truck. Third, you've got the I want something different buyer, who's bored with normal SUVs and trucks. They like the stainless steel body. They want the attention. They think the angular design is cool. If this describes you, the Cybertruck might be perfect. I fall somewhere between the first and third category. I love Tesla's technology, but I also appreciate having something unique. The problem is, I don't actually need a truck. I've got a Model Y that does everything I need it to do. Let's talk about what the Cybertruck can actually do. It's rated to tow 11,000 pounds. The bed is 6 feet long. Payload capacity is around 2,500 pounds. Ground clearance is up to 17 inches, with the adjustable air suspension. On paper, this is a capable truck. But when you're towing anywhere near that 11,000-pound capacity, your range gets cut in half or more. I've seen reports of people getting 120 miles of range instead of 300. That means you're stopping to charge every hour and a half on a long trip. The size is another issue. The Cybertruck is about 224 inches long, longer than a crew cab F-150. It's also wider. I've talked to people who bought one and can't fit it in their garage. Parking in a normal spot is tight. The turning radius isn't great. If you live in a suburban area with a big driveway, you're fine. If you're navigating downtown parking or narrow streets, this truck is going to frustrate you. And here's the comparison I think about. For $80,000, you could buy a Ford F-150 Platinum or a Ram 1500 Limited. Those are luxury trucks that'll do truck things all day long without thinking twice. They'll tow without range anxiety. They'll fit in your garage. Now, let's talk about the cost reality. The base Cybertruck is $79,990. The Cyberbeast is $117,000, but that's just the starting point. Insurance on these things runs $3,000 to $4,000 a year, significantly higher than a Model Y or regular truck. Part of that is because the Cybertruck is expensive to repair. The stainless steel body is unique, and not every shop knows how to work on it. Charging costs are better than gas, maybe $30 to $50 a month at home. But if something does go wrong with the body, repairs are not cheap. There are reports of people getting quoted thousands of dollars for bodywork that would cost a few hundred on a regular painted vehicle. And we don't know yet what the resale value looks like. At $80,000 to $100,000, that's a risky unknown. Here's how I think about the opportunity cost. For $80,000, you could buy a new Model Y and still have $40,000 left over. You could buy a used Model 3 and a nice used gas truck and still come out ahead. You could buy an F-150 Lightning for $55,000 to $70,000. The Cybertruck is not a practical financial decision for most people. It's a luxury purchase. Let me talk about the features that actually matter. The stainless steel body won't rust, which is huge if you live in an area with winter salt. It won't need paint, but it shows fingerprints and water spots constantly. The bed has power outlets, both 120-volt and 240-volt, which is useful if you're using power tools or camping. The powered tonneau cover is weatherproof and secure. The adaptive air suspension adjusts for loading and terrain. Range is around 340 miles for the all-wheel drive version, closer to 320 for the Cyberbeast. In real-world driving, you're probably getting 250 to 300 miles. That's competitive with other electric trucks, but it's not amazing. Now let's talk about the competition in 2026. The Ford F-150 Lightning has been out for a few years now. It drives like a regular F-150, which is what traditional truck buyers want. You've got a huge dealer network. The Chevy Silverado EV has over 400 miles of range in the higher trims. It has this mid-gate feature where you can fold down the back seats and extend the bed. The Ram 1500 REV is coming with all the luxury features Ram is known for. Rivian's R1T is more adventure-focused with incredible off-road capability. My take is this: if you need a truck for truck things, one of these other options might make more sense. If you want a Tesla that happens to be shaped like a truck, the Cybertruck is your choice. So here's my honest recommendation. Buy the Cybertruck if you have $80,000 or more to spend comfortably, if you want the attention and the statement piece, if you're already in the Tesla ecosystem, if you don't need it to fit in a normal garage, and if you're okay being an early adopter. Wait, if you need proven reliability for work, if you're stretching your budget, if you want to see 2 or 3 years of real-world data, or if you're hoping the price will drop. Skip it entirely if you need a practical daily driver truck, if you do serious towing regularly, if you live somewhere with tight parking, or if you prefer blending in. For me personally, I'm not buying a Cybertruck. I don't need a truck. My Model Y does everything I need. When I need to haul something big, I can rent a truck from Home Depot for $20. I don't want to deal with the size in parking lots. And honestly, at 55 years old, I'm past the point where I want that much attention every time I go to the grocery store. I like my Tesla because it's practical and efficient. The Cybertruck is impressive, but practical isn't at the top of the list. Look, the Cybertruck is cool. The engineering is impressive. The performance is wild, and if you've got the money and the desire, you're probably going to love owning one. But it's not for everyone, and that's okay. The worst thing you can do is buy one because you feel like you should, and then realize 6 months later it doesn't fit your life. Are you considering a Cybertruck? What's holding you back or pushing you forward? Let me know in the comments. And if this video helped you work through this decision, subscribe to the channel for more honest Tesla content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.